Hello everyone. Welcome to another how-to video for US Flight Co. In this video, we're going to show you how to check in an aircraft. First step, go to your Flight Circle account and log in. Once we're logged in, you can see your account name in the top right here. This is the same on a desktop and a phone. It's just a smaller screen on a phone, so the functionality is the same. But you will go see your account information. I always want to point that out. First step on checking an airplane in, if you are a CFI, and let's say whether you're with a student or you're with a discovery flight person, we're going to kind of go through both right now. So first step, go to views, select month. That's my preference. I like to see the calendar that way. In a previous video, we have scheduled, dispatched a flight, and that's what we're going to check in today. You can see it's green here on June 27th. So we'll go ahead and click that reservation. We'll click check in. This box pops up here and we'll start from the top down. The aircraft is 418 Fox Lima. The user is Michael Sawyer. That's the renter or the student in this case, or the discovery flight person. At this point, you would have recorded your Hobbs out time. That's the electronic meter in the aircraft. We'll go ahead and add, for testing purposes, we'll just add, 270.6. That's 1 hour of Hobbs time. Or excuse me, 261.60. That's 1 hour of Hobbs time. The takt time is the meter on the RPM gauge. And we'll go ahead and just put 1 hour of, we'll record 1 hour of takt time as well, although they're never usually the same, meaning you never get an hour and an hour of time recorded on both. The takt is calibrated differently, so it usually records a different time for an hour of Hobbs time. Super important that we get these times right. If you're checking in the plane, you can either take pictures of the meters in the aircraft with your phone, then bring them into the office for reference when you're checking in, or you can use your phone at the plane and check it in. It's whatever the flow that you want to use with your student, because you'll probably have a student there a lot of times or a discovery flight person. My recommendation is to take pictures of the takt and Hobbs, or if you got a sticky note or a pen and paper with you, simply write down the times so you don't clog up your phone with photos. Whatever you prefer. So after you got the takt and Hobbs times in, we go ahead and select discovery flight rate. This is a discovery flight, so we do have a different rate for that. If it was a normal student, we would select dry rate, but in this case, we're doing the discovery flight, so we'll hit next. There's no adjustments needed for this particular flight, but if you have an adjustment, you can go ahead and give us a call, and we can help you through that. Resources would be if they bought a logbook or a headset or a King digital course, or if they bought an item, you can add it to their account here. Maybe they're in the office and they wanted to buy something from us. You can add that item here and attach it with a flight. But in this case, we don't have any adjustments or any items. Since this is a discovery flight, we're putting 0 here on flight hours and ground hours. This is the flight instructor charging page. The discovery flight is all included, meaning like everything is included in the rate. That's fuel, aircraft, and flight instructor. For other flights, when we don't do discovery flights, it's not. So we would record flight hours for the instructor and ground hours for the instructor. But in this case, it's a discovery flight, so we're going to zero out the flight hours and ground hours charged for the flight instructor. This is the summary page. Before we go too far, I kind of want to point out some things here at the top. Notes would be if you want to change the notes on the check-in process for the reservation. History is kind of showing you a history of what happened. I don't think people really use that, but the important one here is squawks. When you're flying the plane at any point in time and you notice something, record it here in the squawks section, and then you can also contact us via text or phone That's me or Anthony. Michael or Anthony, we're both the maintenance guys. So make sure you, we get a lot of CFIs in the past that'll just tell us about a squawk, and that's great. But to make sure that we know what it is, it's nice to get it recorded. And if you're not sure if it's airworthy or not, just call and contact us. But let's get the squawks recorded. A lot of times they're not airworthy. If they're not airworthy, we just want them recorded in here. Either way, we want them to be put in here and then notify us. So that's a great place to put squawks if you find them during the flight. Back to the flight tab. From the top down, we're checking in Michael Sawyer's flight on 418 Fox Lima. My previous balance was $0, so we can proceed. I have no money owed before. You can see the times that we added in our TAC and Hobbs. It breaks down the aircraft rental. We flew it for 1 hour, which is a discovery flight. Currently, our discovery flights go for 1 hour. That's how long we fly. If you can go slightly under, that's great too. You can see it's charged at the 159. That's the discovery flight rate. The great state of Missouri takes their cut at $13.67, gives you the grand total there. At this point, since this is a discovery flight, more than likely they don't have a card on file. So in that case, down here, if it was a normal person and they were flying, they would have a card on file. You'd select card on file and check it in. And at this time, you're kind of talking with the person and telling them, you can show them the grand total, say, hey, the total of the day is 172.67. How would you like to pay for that? Say we prefer credit or debit card. That's usually how we like to take payment, but we'll take a check too. Cash we usually don't have the change for, so we can take cash, but make sure you keep the change and tell them that it would have to be a credit on their account, and we prefer a debit or credit card. So anyway, at this point they don't have a card on file, so we're going to go ahead and do manual entry here. So once we click that, we would enter their card information. The CVV code is a 3-digit code on the back of the card. American Express, it's on the front of the card. And at this point in time, you would ask the student or the discovery flight person if they would like to keep a card on file for future flights. If they continue flying with us, you can notify them that, hey, we do need a card on file to continue flying with us. Our payment is due at the end of services rendered or when the flight is complete. We do not carry balances with students. They need to pay their balance at time of when it's due. So in this case, you would enter their card information. If they didn't want to continue flight training with the school, you'd not save the card. If they did want to continue training, you'd click yes. Basically, if they continue, you would notify me, Michael. You would say, hey, Michael Sawyer wants to continue flying with us. He wants to sign up. And then at that point, you can text or call me that. I would go ahead and get them through the check-in process or make them become a member. That includes giving them like a rental agreement, verifying their card information, and just getting them set up in the organization. In this case, we'll just say that they did want to continue training. So we'd click yes here to save the card. At this point, we would click finish, but I'm not going to go ahead and charge my account because this is testing purposes only. So at this point, we have the card loaded in there. And the reason why it's not saying finish right now or it's grayed out is because I didn't put the card in there, but finish would be able to be clicked at this point in time. So you would click finish and that would close out this window and it will turn this green reservation into one of these gray looking reservations up here. That means that the flight has been reserved, dispatched, and checked in. Once it's checked in, it turns gray. So that concludes this video. Make sure you go to students.usflightcode.com to check out our other how-to articles. We recommend you go here before you ask any questions, just because it has all the videos of how-to, and we're always adding more videos. So that concludes this video, and we'll see you guys next time.